Okay, this time around on Jill of All Trades, I'm going to show you how to cure what is a huge problem at my house and most likely at a lot of your houses. I tend to have a buildup of this crud in the gutter and it clogs my gutter. I have been up on this ladder in so many storms, often in the middle of the night, cleaning out the gutter because it's clogged and overflowing. No more. I found a fix to it, and it is so simple and so affordable, you won't believe it. So here's what I'm doing. I found these this is a metal screen with a coating on it so that it holds up to the weather. I found these at one of the big box building stores. About $3 for a 3-foot section, so it's really only about $1 a foot to do your gutter. This will work for a 4-inch, 5-inch, or 6-inch deep gutter. And they are so simple to put in. I wish I would have done this like 10 years ago. So here's what you do. They fit up under the shingles. Now that said, it helps if you do this on a warmer day so that your shingle is a little bit pliable, but I found out the hard way, you don't want to do it in the heat of the day, because during the heat of the day, if you have bees or hornets up under your gutters, as I do, they were not happy with me. So we're out on a mild morning tackling this job, and that is the perfect weather conditions to be doing it. So you can see how easily this slides up under your shingles, and then once you have it in place, you can pull it back so that that rounded edge overhangs your gutter. Now, as you're going along, you want to be cleaning out the crud that is already in your gutter. Maybe you want to go down the gutter ahead of time and just clean it all out so you don't have to worry about it. I just came along the way, and with each section, I would clean the crud out as I went. So now that I've got this in, now I need to interlock them so that we have no openings. And you can see this one has a little notch in it. Each one on the left side, they have that little notch. So now we're going to scooch this down. And I will say these edges are a little rough on your hands, so a good pair of gloves, maybe a nice pair of leather gloves, would serve you nicely here. And then we're just going to push that down and overlap it, and it should slide right together. Look at that. Boom. So easy. So there we have a 3-foot section right in place. We just go down the whole way like that. When I get to the end, I'm going to have to cut a piece. I'll show you that next. Okay, so here we are. We made it all the way down to the end. I've got to put my last piece in. I'm going to have to trim this one. Before I do, we take the last little bit of gunk out of the gutter. It's the last time I'm ever going to have to clean this gutter. All right, I'm going to leave my little bird's nest up there though. So this piece is going to fit right about here. I've got a little piece of chalk, so I'm going to mark where I need to cut it. There's my line. And I've got tin snips, and we're going to cut right through this. It cuts amazingly easy. Once I cut it, that edge is going to be really sharp. So for sure, if you've got a good pair of gloves, that'll help you out. So there it is. There's our last piece. We're going to pop that right in. There we go. Last piece in place. All done. Do-it-yourself gutter guards. There you have it. On Jill of All Trades. All right, let's say you're missing your gym and you're looking for ways to work out. A trampoline in your own backyard is a phenomenal option. And the reason a trampoline works so well is because even if you do the same jumping motion over and over and over, you never hit the mat exactly the same way twice. So your body is constantly making little micro corrections so that you can keep your balance. So I'll show you what I do because I do this 5 days a week. I start out with a little bit of a warm-up, kind of a ballet move with my feet. After I warm up a little bit, then I start to do some strength stuff. Now you can start out just with a knee bounce and coming back up, but I've done this for years, so I like to make that a little tougher. So I do a knee bounce, a butt bounce, and then come back up, and then I'll do those in series like this. This is phenomenal for your core muscles to pull the legs through. So after that, I'll take a little minute and catch my breath, and then I want to start to work on upper body. So this is great for shoulders, arms, core. Even if you can't do a full handstand like I'm going to show you, just do a donkey kick and it'll still get the same results. Here we go. If you split your feet, it works different muscles. So after I catch my breath from the handstands, now I find another way to work arms, which is just put them straight out and try to hold them up while you bounce, because it's actually, you have to work to do it. And then I'll throw a little side to side motion in with that too. So the side to side is great for hips and thighs, and then you're working your arms at the same time. All right, last move, the big finish. These are fun, but they're good strengtheners too. I'll try to do a big bounce and stick the landing like a gymnast. And you can really feel your muscles working to try to hang on to it. I'll do a handful of them. Sometimes I cross my feet like this. Ta-da! There you go. It's a great workout. It's aerobic. It's a good strength workout. I do it for 30 minutes a day. There you have it. A great workout until your gym reopens again, right in your own backyard. I'm Jill of All Trades. All right, it is time for me to have some new flower boxes for my house. If you've seen my house, it's had flower boxes on it for years. It's one of the signature elements of my house, but because they've been on there for years, a lot of them are falling apart. There are problems with how they were hung initially, so I'm just going to make new ones and do better this time in terms of how I hang them on the house. I will say the way I'm going to show you is the easiest way to make a flower box. I'm working with 1x8 cedar. Cedar lasts longer in the weather, so that's why we're doing that. This is rough sawn cedar. I don't want the rough sawn side to the outside, so I'm going to turn that to the inside of the box. So I have 3 pieces cut to 35 inches, all identical. That is going to form the front, back, and bottom of the box. Then I have 2 additional pieces that I've cut to 6 3/8 inches, and those will form the sides of the box. So that's our basic shape right there. Now we just have to assemble it. So to do that, I'm actually going to first nail them into place with a pin nailer. You could even nail it by hand, you could glue it, or you could just go straight to screwing the pieces together. But I'm going to nail it first. Okay, so once I get the box nailed together, that's really just a temporary thing. What I really want to assemble it with are these screws. These are made for outdoor construction and decks and stuff like that. But because I'm afraid of splitting the wood, what I'm going to do is pre-drill some holes. So let's do that. Once I have my holes drilled, it's time to screw it together. I went really slow there at the end because it was wanting to split a little bit, but I think we're okay. There we go. So we're all assembled, and this is a great basic flower box. Boom, right there. You could work with that just on its own. It's beautiful, it's cedar, it's built really well. But I want to do a little extra for mine. So I actually got some 1x2 pine, and I'm going to put a little trim around the top. So we're going to make some miter cuts on the front corners, and then I'm going to take it straight to the back, and I'll have a nice little smoother edge and a little bit of a more finished look to it when it's all said and done. All right, let's make our cuts. I actually have a miter saw, but if you don't, you can do it with a skill saw as well. You might want to wear safety glasses. I actually already have polycarbonate lenses, so I'm good. So here we go. So all I need to do now is nail my trim on the top into place. So this is our finished flower box as far as construction. Next time, I will show you what I did to paint it and how I hung it to avoid problems in the future. But here's your finished flower box on Jill of All Trades. All right, this time around on Jill of All Trades, we're actually going to rehab this buffet that I bought used on Facebook Marketplace. I'm actually not going to use it in the house. I'm going to use it as storage space and as workspace in my garage workshop. So first thing we need to do is take the hardware off of the drawers. All of these knobs and handles and pulls are screwed in from the back. But I'm going to put new knobs and new handles. New knobs on the top drawers and new handles on the lower drawers. Okay. All of my hardware is off. Now it's time to patch a couple of these holes, some of these extra holes that were left by some of the hardware. So to do that, we're gonna use some of this. I love this Durham's water putty. It's great for patching all kinds of things. I've used it many times before. I'm gonna patch these holes with this. We just put a little bit in a paper cup or a little container. You mix it with water, but one of my tricks is I actually put a little Elmer's glue in there too, because I feel like that makes it a little more durable. This does dry very hard. And so now I'm just gonna push it into the holes that I wanna patch and just use my finger to push it in there. And you can even leave it a little high because I can come back and sand off the extra. All right, we're to my favorite part. It is time to paint. We're gonna take the drawers out and set them aside. These that have been patched need to dry for a little bit. The rest of them will get painted right now. All right, so our paint, it has been shaken. It's ready to go. Well, here we go. I will say you're better off doing a couple light coats and coming over it 2, maybe even 3 times. And the secret with spray paint, I always say spray paint is like life. You gotta keep it moving. You want nice, long, even strokes and keep it moving. They tell you to recoat it within a few minutes. So now that we've got our drawers done, first time through, we're gonna wait a minute or 2, but we're gonna come right back at them with the second coat. All right, now it's time to paint the main piece. This has actually been sitting in my garage for a couple of weeks, so I want to wipe off some of the dust that may have accumulated, and then we're gonna get to painting. Again, we're gonna do long strokes along the length of the piece. In fact, if you can take it right off the edge and come back on, that's how you get the best finish. Okay, so these are the last 2 drawers. These are the ones that we had to patch some holes. So now our patch is dry, and we're just gonna sand off the excess, and then it's time to paint the last 2 drawers. All right, so we're just finishing up the hardware now. I got these great little cup handles. So last one going on. And then these were our last drawers to get painted. So they're the last ones to get the knobs. I have new knobs for these. All right, knobs are on, piece is done. I actually popped this piece of granite on it. I got the granite for free. That is a salvage piece from a kitchen that was being torn apart. I put it on here because what makes it a great surface for your kitchen makes it a great surface for the workshop. I can paint on here, whatever, it won't stain, and then I can just scrape stuff off. So I know this almost looks too good to put in my garage, but this is my workshop buffet. There you have it, on Jill of All Trades.
Oh my gosh, that looked so good.
Mm-hmm.
Jill.
Is great. She's great.
Unbelievable.
Jill is impressing us over here. So
Again.
she's making apple pie tacos. So let's walk people through this, Jill, because we're starting with these little tiny street taco shells.
You could use the bigger ones, but I'm using the little tiny ones. And it has to be a flour tortilla.
Okay.
Can't be a corn tortilla. It has to be a flour one.
So you
I'm
take
gonna
that.
Take
You
that.
got your oil boiling.
I got my oil hot, and in fact, the way that we test that is we take a piece of popcorn, and when you drop that in, if it pops within a few seconds, your oil is ready. We already know our oil is ready because we're already frying. So you fold it in half, and hold it with tongs. And first you put the bend in.
So you get a good bend in there.
Of course.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to lock in that bend.
If you
Okay.
hold it in there, it'll lock in the bend.
Yeah, and
I did
then
not know-
then
and
I
there
can
is,
let
it's
it go.
locked in.
Yep.
Locked
This
in.
one's we're ready to flip.
Now
it.
you kind of have to supervise the frying of the
A little
tortilla
bit.
shells.
Yeah, it
Okay.
doesn't take very long. See, our popcorn just popped too.
Yeah.
And if they get too puffy, what did I do with my knife?
There's your knife.
Oh, see, this one got too puffy. You can puncture them. It looks like a puffer fish or something. I don't know what happened there. But anyway, this is what we're going to get. We're going to pull it out. We're going to drain it on paper towels. Give it a little sprinkle with some
Okay.
cinnamon sugar.
Be
Get
nice
a little
with the
inside
sugar.
there.
Don't be skimpy, Dina.
All right,
that
get it on
sugar.
there.
Yeah, get it
Get
on
it,
there.
yes.
A good dose, a good
There we go.
coating.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm going to
Good job.
salvage this one that puffed up.
All right, Jill. So once we have the shells, then we're just going to put apple pie
You're just
filling in
gonna
it.
put some apple pie filling. You could make it from scratch, but really, I just bought a can of apple pie filling. You could warm it if you wanted to. I
Okay.
didn't. We're gonna do it right out of the can. This is how I did it the other night at home when we tested it, and I could not stop eating.
Really?
Yes, they were really good.
So how much apple pie filling are we putting in the middle?
You know, what do you want? Couple
Couple
apple
apples there?
slices, two or
Two?
three apple slices.
Okay.
In there,
There.
And then
and
what
then
do you do?
let me turn that off. And then then a little ice cream
This ice
or
cream
whipped
here?
cream. Yeah, I don't have whipped cream today. We could throw a
I
little.
don't know
just
where
a
to
little.
put our little.
Oh, here, just set it next to.
There you
set
go,
it right
Dina. A
next
little
Wow.
ice cream there.
Okay, here.
You want to do it?
We need a plate over here, guys.
Yeah, we kind of
There we
do.
go.
Actually, I have a Super Bowl plate over there. Okay.
I'll go grab it.
There we go. So this is what it looks like, and
Nice.
it's just the simplest of ingredients.
Simple.
Thanks,
This
Ed.
would be a fun thing to do. You know,
Plates.
if you have
Thank you.
if you have teens at your party who are not,
There we
you
go,
know,
guys.
enthralled with the actual game.
Right.
You know, this is a cool thing that, you know, they're probably old enough to do in the kitchen, maybe with a little supervision, and they can be making your dessert while you're enjoying the game.
Very
with
nice. Here you go, LT. Put a little ice cream on that one.
You.
All
let's
right.
throw some apples in
And-
there. Do you want to test? Are you ready to test?
Yeah, here, you want me to bite this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we
There you
go.
go.
I'm going without ice cream. Also, if you wanted to make that a little healthier,
Yeah.
you could actually do fresh fruit in there instead of pie filling.
Oh,
You know, and actually I have a little, you could do different flavors, you know, cherry
I'm
or
shocked at
blueberry.
how good this shell is.
I know the shell is delicious.
So good.
So I put a little lemon rind in sugar, so you could do other flavors instead of the cinnamon sugar. You could do the lemon sugar and do blueberry or cherry or whatever. You could have a whole little dessert taco bar. set
Kids
up
would
there.
love this.
I could see where kids would really love this.
Yeah, kids would love this. This is good, Jill.
They're tasty
so-
and quick.
What else can you use these for when you fry them up? Other sweet desserts? I guess you can put whatever you want in them.
Yeah, I mean, you could put custard in it, or actually,
Here
you
you
could
go,
even
Dina.
just serve it with ice cream in it if you wanted to.
Yeah,
You'd
it's
have to
good.
cool them a little bit first.
That tortilla,
you.
when you deep fry it, it takes on such a nice
I know,
texture
it's so
and flavor.
good.
I know, you know, it's
All right.
just like thin bread.
It
So-
sure is, and we love our bread. Jill, thank you.
job.
Yep, thanks.
All right. What do we call these? Apple
Apple
pie
pie
tacos.
tacos.
There we go.
It'll all be on the website.